I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome back!
Woo!
Guys, 2 back-to-back weeks of 2 hours of Siesta Key. I'm all about it.
All about it.
And this was the season or mid-season finale, I guess we should say.
Yeah.
I'm already ready for the more episodes. Bring it on.
Yes.
But until then, let's just introduce ourselves. Ebone Chatman, you're
Yes.
beautiful today.
Thank you. Love it. You know my little red lip, little pop of color.
Yes, I love it. And DJ Beaulieu.
Oh, what's up, everyone? Oh my gosh. Hey, yes, thank you. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Ali Nasta here, and we are ready to break down this episode, or these 2 episodes with you. Overall thoughts, guys.
Oh my gosh, right.
Where do I begin?
Where do I begin?
I'm at a loss for words.
For real.
Seriously.
Just eyes big, heart pounding, stress, the whole thing. I mean, I think it definitely took us on an emotional roller coaster. We were all holding each other's arms.
Seriously.
At every point in this episode, looking at each other like,
I
that just happened?
almost fell off my seat. I was just blown away by these 2 episodes. Too much drama.
So crazy, so much drama. Let's kick it off with Madison and Ish. So this is a relationship that, Madison seems so 100% sure about, and she's consistently trying to get her parents' acceptance of this relationship. Do you feel like this should have been the wedge that came between Ish and Madison? Do you think that him kind of staying away and pushing her away was the best way to kind of treat this?
No, absolutely not. I mean, this is my thing. It's like either you're with her or you're not. I think at this point the relationship has so much pressure on it as is with the age difference that you can't add another layer of mistrust. She trusts you with her feelings. She trusts you with this relationship, and you should respect that and make sure that you have her back. Like, don't ask her to move in with you and then break up with her and then be like, no, actually, I love you. No, figure it out.
Confusing.
Yeah, seriously.
Totally. You're 46?
Yeah.
Sir, I'm going to need you to act like you're 46, okay?
I agree. I expected better from you, Ish. But yeah, I think for them, that time apart, even though I don't agree with it, and we find out in the end, maybe it worked out for them, because I think maybe Ish and herself, they both needed to really think about what they wanted, and they revealed it in the end. We'll get into it, I'm sure, what they wanted. Madison wanted to be a mom, and she was really serious about that. Ish realized that he really couldn't live without her, so it worked. It worked.
It worked, but also, too, it's kind of like, I can understand why Ish pushed her away, because he's probably thinking, you know what, she can do so much better than me. She deserves the world. And if he really cared about her, he's thinking, all right, if I was in her parents' shoes, of course this is wild. Like, this is crazy. But it is solely up to Madison. But I kind of appreciate what Madison said. And she was like, if this was so easy to just write off after one hard challenge, like, what does that mean for us in the long run?
Right. And she did also say that she felt like everyone else was making decisions for her, and she wasn't able to really put her foot down and say like, no, this is what I want, because everyone was like, no, you're not ready, I'm not into it, no, blah, right? So it was like, well then dang, do I get to say anything about my relationship? Like, did you discuss this with me before you decided to break up with me?
Right. And it was kind of like he didn't, in that time, he was just like trying to be the father figure and be like, no, I know what's best for you. But it's like, that's kind of where I wonder if this age difference could pose more of a struggle. But as we saw, like after he flew her out to New York to really talk about it and break down what was he actually wanted, I just feel like it seemed like, now they're deciding they want to be each other's forever, but I feel like he needed to grovel a little bit more. Like, he broke up with her and then just didn't even chase after her, which I get at the time because he's trying to create that space. Yeah. But at the same time, too, like, you can't just, like, fly someone out and everything's peachy keen, you know?
Maybe it was just more than what we saw, but I thought it was, like, hilarious when they walked away, like, after they made up. It totally looked like father-daughter time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It did.
I feel like I get father-daughter vibes from that relationship. But I feel, if they're happy, then good for them, obviously. Right. I think they realized they made some mistakes in the beginning. They didn't know how to go about it, because I feel like this was just so new to them, the age gap and the family not approving. It was just too much, too soon, too fast. And moving in together, it was a lot. So I guess in their defense, or Ish's defense, he needed that break to really just breathe a little in that distance.
I think that's great. And like to center his thoughts of like, okay, so what do I actually want? Am I okay with this age difference too? Because it does pose something like a strain for him as well, depending on what he wants to do. So I just think that both of them now having that break and getting to choose each other is exciting, and hopefully like all the best to them. Hopefully it works out.
I mean, I feel like, but didn't you think about that like beforehand? Like when she went to go sit with her parents and he was like, your family, like you need to think about when you're 60, he's going to be 80, you know? And like, she's like, we're not thinking that far ahead. Well, don't you think you should have? Like,
yeah, I feel
But then
serious.
it's also kind of like, you know, you can't control who you love. You love who you love, but like...
I feel like this is more like a fun thing for Ish, my opinion. I don't feel like this is going to be something like... He said, yeah, I'm long-term with you. Like, can you really imagine yourself marrying someone 20 years younger than you and then also having kids with that person? Like, you're on two different mindsets on, like, what you think is important in life, what you don't think is important in life. Like, even if you do see, like, eye to eye, they do get along. So there's some type of, like, mutual... relationship there, but I mean, I don't know. You're like on two different.
Yeah, I think that Madison always been she's been a little bit older for her age though. Like I think she does, so maybe that's what she's always searched for. And I think she searches for like stability in the past couple of relationships that we've seen she's had. The guys are kind of confused and like figuring out their careers. So I think maybe what she also finds really endearing is that he's super established. He's got his own job. He's got it figured out, and she doesn't have to worry about that portion of the relationship. But
I always thought that Madison was the type of person to be wifed up because, like you said, she is way more mature for her age and more mature than everybody in this group. So,
about 46? Okay, we'll move on.
But anyways, also moving on is that she meets up with Kara. I love that they got to see Kara again and talk about it. And I'm sorry, but this letter was the cutest thing ever.
The cutest thing. The fact that he thought to do that.
Yeah, I loved it.
I don't understand. Like, I feel like did Madison and Garret like plan this? Because Madison's bringing all these old gifts to Garrett's like.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right? I'm just like, what's going on? Madison is like the messenger, like the gift giver from Garret. But I thought that was so sweet.
I thought it was too, and I think it's good closure just to be like, you know what, we both were a good growing, like we helped each other grow and become better people for our next relationships. But like we can appreciate it for what it was and put it in the past. So I love that closure. And then obviously Madison might be on her way to LA sooner rather than later. I guess it'll be interesting to see how much she is in the next portion of the season.
Hasn't she already lived in LA? I think that was my question.
She was, and then she moved back for the summer, remember? So I don't know if she's going back.
So now she's going back to LA. But
then
feel like
she would stay in his place.
Everyone's just acting like this is her first time in LA, and I'm like, are we missing the whole part that she was already there before
that's true.
the season started?
Well, I think it was more so like them moving in together. They were
now
like, that's
a
too
new
quick.
chapter,
Moving on to new chapters and new beginnings. We've got Alex and Alyssa becoming boyfriend, girlfriend. This is just where Alex really confuses the heck out of me because he never actually knows what he wants, but then he just does what people want him to. Like, he just did that because he knew that it would get people off his back and it would get her off his back. Like, oh, if I make it official, like, that's just, after having a huge fight like that, and then Chloe basically calling you out, and then you asking her the next day feels like weird to me.
Totally. It's like totally off-putting. Because at the end of the day, like you were texting Juliette and stop playing like you weren't, and you've been going back and forth like we've discussed before. A month is just not enough time to like truly get over someone that you've been dating for 4 years. I don't know, for some reason I didn't realize it was 4 years.
I didn't. Well, I guess because it was 18 to 21, 20.
I didn't
18
realize
to 21.
That. I don't know. Were they dating last season? They were dating last season. The first season?
The first season, that's when they had hooked up, but then we made it official in the first season.
We're talking about Alex and Juliette, right? Oh, interesting.
I must have missed all of those episodes because I did not remember that it was 4 years. I didn't know
it
why.
was that long. That's crazy.
But it's just crazy, too, because Alex is obviously really kind of toying. I didn't think he was going to toy this much between Juliette and Alyssa. I thought he was going to kind of be done with the Juliette situation and move on. So it's been kind of a surprise to me that he's been so on the Juliette bandwagon.
Really? Because the thing is, like, I feel like we've always seen Alex be a player, and, like, that is also not a new thing. So, you know, you're playing with Kara, you hooked up with Amanda, you were trying to do a thing with Chloe, but like there was just always something and another girl and another issue. So it's like the player part doesn't necessarily surprise me.
I think I was just hoping so much for Alex to kind of change his playerish ways.
That's what it was.
And because Alyssa is so different from all the girls that he's dated, I feel she's the type of person who's obviously not going to take that BS.
Right.
So I always thought that Alyssa would like kind of whip him into shape.
Yeah.
But I guess once a player, always a player, you know?
Yeah.
You can't break out of that.
I think that's why I was so shocked about him going back to Juliette was because I felt like I did see a change in a sense of maturity in his relationship with Alyssa. But it's funny because like the more he's kind of hung out with the crew again, I feel like he's gone back to his old ways.
Yes, he's so immature. He's slapping people upside the face.
Ooh,
jeez. But
terrible.
Also something that I was interested in is like if you're going on a trip and all your friends are like, okay, that's it, no one else is invited, I would be like, well, my boyfriend's coming too.
That's what I'm saying. Why didn't he fight for her more?
Yeah,
right?
That was just kind of off-putting to think that, like, obviously Alyssa assumed if you're going, I'm going, and then he was kind of like, oh no.
Oh no, you're not going.
Like, it's not you.
Oh,
but
Chloe didn't invite you. Like, oh, okay, Alex, you couldn't be like, oh, can I bring my girlfriend?
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think he fought for her, and they were all like, well, Brandon was the one that sent the invites. Well, yeah, because he doesn't maybe talk to Alyssa, but like he does know that y'all are dating, so why didn't you put in the good, you know?
But we know why, though. Now we know why.
Now we know why, because he clearly had ulterior motives.
Exactly.
And that's why he wasn't going to fight for her, because he wanted to do whatever he wanted to do with Juliette.
Right.
And he knew he could never get away with that in Siesta Key.
Right.
Totally.
And
this
so,
was like his escape plan.
Yeah. Which it was just too much. But I just felt like it was just rude and just not fair for Alyssa because she has been putting in a lot of effort and a lot of work into this relationship. And the fact that you're going to wait until you're officially boyfriend and girlfriend to then go do the stuff with Juliette, like, come on.
This guy, I can't take him.
It was too much. Also, his conversation with Pauly. That was something that was totally unwarranted. He said, I want to live a little and focus on me and Juliette. When he said that, what were the thoughts that you thought were going to happen? Him fix whatever it was between them or get back with her?
At that point, I knew the old Alex is coming back. And it was just going to be drama because for the past whatever seasons, it's just been the Juliette and Alex show because of their back and forth drama, breakup, makeup, all this stuff. And I was like, I thought we were finally going to move past this. You know, Alex is maturing. Alyssa's making him better. But when he said that, that's what I thought. I was like, here we go again.
Interesting. Yeah, and of course it's like Pauly that spills the beans. And
you guys, we haven't seen Pauly
at
all. And he comes first episode and starts the most drama like I think I've seen all episode. I mean, all season.
I mean, clearly Pauly was like told to say that.
Yeah.
Like, I think the way he was saying it too, it was like he couldn't remember the exact script. So he was just kind of like, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? That's what it seemed like to me. I don't know. If you guys thought something different, please let us know in the comments below. But I found that to be kind of funny that, of course, Pauly comes back and, like, starts all this. It's like, well, where have you been all season? Well, that's why. Yeah, this whole Juliette and Alex thing is just crazy because obviously we then find out that they not only hooked up one night, they hooked up both nights.
I think they were there like 4 nights, 3 nights. It was there for a minute.
I'm glad I only went 2 nights. So he was only there for 2 nights, but they were there for like 3 or 4, I think. Okay. But this just has me up in stitches. It's like,
up in stitches?
What is going on here? Like, Juliette, I know her reasoning was to basically say, like, if he's going to do it to me, he's going to do it to everyone else. You're not that special. And that's kind of what she explained to Kelsey. But it's like, once, twice, you've been saying how you're over him. Like, don't go back there. Don't give him that satisfaction.
I think it's so funny, though, because I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to be on Juliette's side, because I feel like, do you see the look she just gave me right now? The dirty looks. Okay, well, I'm getting to your dirty looks in a minute, but hold on. Because Juliette, I feel like, with us as women, I feel like, you know, they always, our stereotype is that we're emotional, but I do really feel like we are. Like, she wears her heart on her sleeve. She's open. She isn't over Alex, no matter how hard she tries, you know? So it's so easy for a guy who's charming and sweet and attractive and someone that you loved and cared about and dated for 4 years to, like, slide back into the DMs. It's not that complicated.
No, definitely.
You know, you feel more open. You feel comfortable.
Because it's like you're with all your friends again. I'm not saying, like, I'm like, yeah, that's super easy, but I'm just like, I know it's so hard. It's easier said than done. But it's like, I just wish she wouldn't have, because it's like, she's been doing so great.
She has been, but this is the thing. Alex keeps, like, you keep poking.
Yeah.
Like, eventually the water's going to break. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's been holding strong. She's been doing really well with him. Trying to keep him at bay, being like, you're not in my life. I'm over you. I don't want this anymore, blah. And
that's also him. You're right. Like, he's like, ooh, I'm going to get what I want. Which
yeah,
is
I'm going
so
to keep talking to you. I'm going to flirt with you at the party. I'm going to give you those looks. I'm going to text you. I'm going to call you. We're going to have 6-hour conversations. Like, he keeps it going,
right?
And so it's hard to like let someone go and like be over it when like they keep contacting you.
But I'm gonna need Juliette to be strong. Like, come on, this is like back and forth. Like, nothing good is gonna come from that. She keeps going, doing the same thing. The fact that it happened more than once, I can understand. Okay, I'm trying to prove a point. I'm trying to prove that Alex is still a player. Okay, fine, prove it one time. You proved it 2, 3, 4 times.
But like Ebone was saying, it's so easy to go back to something that's comfortable.
It's so easy. Being
and especially if he's like telling you, if you're drunk and he's telling you like the world, he loves you, he wishes that you were together, like you kind of get those ideas back in your head. What I will say is I appreciate the conversation they had on the bridge, like when they were walking that one morning, and I think that Juliette was very strong and mature, and I think that what I kind of liked is, you know, I feel like before it was him that broke up, right? Him broke up with her. Alex that broke up with her.
Right.
But Juliette this time was kind of the one to set the record straight and be like, I think we're best as just friends, or not even that. Like, I liked that she kind of took the control back.
Yeah.
Right.
But, man, I am really interested to see when Alyssa finds out.
You guys.
This is going to be
God. This is going to be great.
epic. So crazy. And obviously, you know, you go on a weekend trip with your friends, you have so much fun, and then you come back and it's like you get the Sunday scaries, it's anxiety driven, and I can understand that's why Juliette now is like, I don't think I can hold this in. I need to tell somebody.
I'm so disappointed in her on that one.
So why are you disappointed in her telling Kelsey that's one of her best friends? Like, you need to tell your best friend if you have anxiety about something.
Listen, you get a best friend that's not in your friend group, honey, okay? Because you telling Kelsey, even though, like, okay, and then once you said Chloe knows, I was like, all of Siesta Key knows now, so it doesn't matter.
Jared did kind of spill the beans.
Yeah. He did?
At dinner, remember? Jared was like,
he was like, I saw y'all together.
What did you guys do last night?
Alex was like, stop. And
he was like, chill.
Yeah. Jared was like, sorry.
Backing it up, taking the foot out of my mouth. Yeah, but I'm disappointed in Juliette for telling Kelsey. I know that they live together and they're roommates and they're friends, but I know that Kelsey is low-key messy. Chloe is 110,000% messy. So it's like you told the two biggest mouths, I'm sorry, that you're gonna, like, it's gonna obviously end up getting back to Alyssa. So it was like if you were really trying to keep the secret, which you guys think that she really wasn't, if you were really trying to keep the secret, you wouldn't have said anything.
I think the guilt was eating up.
Call your mom, call your brother, call your sister, call somebody else.
She wanted to tell Alyssa, but I don't think, I guess I'm just seeing it as it is. Like, I think she was just too afraid to actually do it on her own. So that's why she called up Alex saying, I think we need to do this together or somehow. And I think that was her way of just being like, you know what, let me just air it out. Let me just relieve, like, get this off my chest.
I think you're right, because I think she was hoping maybe Alyssa would see the message or something, or like see the voicemail, like, or hear it. You know, if you're like listening to something and you're like, oh gosh, it's on speaker or whatever. So maybe that's why. But I don't know. The whole purse thing has me all sorts of crazy. Why would you ever take a bag? Like, if you're supposed to be really good friends with Alyssa, I would never choose a bag over protecting such a... This is a big secret, guys.
This is why... I'm sorry, Chloe. I know I've been Team Chloe, like, all my life. But this is why I feel Chloe is best friends with Alex and keeps all his dirty secrets. He freaking bribes her. He freaking bribes her with fancy things so that she could keep her mouth shut. That's why she loves being his best friend, because she's getting all these beautiful things. Like,
you guys...
I literally think so. I'm sorry, Chloe. I still love you, but
I think I might be Team Chloe.
What?
Say what?
All I'm saying is that a bag seems really tempting if you could get anything that you wanted.
We've been going like at it. I've been Team Chloe and you haven't. Now you're on.
I'm just saying, if you could get anything you wanted, I might have got an Hermes bag out of that one, honey. Like, what? I'm just saying, at the end of the day, okay? Alyssa wasn't really her friend, and we all know that. Chloe is friends with whoever Alex is dating at that time. Like, she was butt buddies with Juliette, and that didn't work out. And she's friends with her, but now she's butt buddies with Alyssa. We've never seen Alyssa before or her talk about her, say her name, hear her name. Never. In 3 seasons. Now all of a sudden you're best friends with her and she's doing her hair and you're doing all this mess. No, you're messy. That's what I've been saying. This is why you have to keep your loyalty together and stop being messy. Because if
Ebone is on a rant.
I'm just saying, if you were really Alex's true loyal friend, like, he would have done that on the side. He wouldn't even done that in front of Juliette. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
No. Y'all are all messy. Y'all want a drama, but Chloe, can't blame you, girl. Get you your Celine bag. That's a $4,000 bag. Get it, girl. Get it.
Damn.
Get it. Bye, Alyssa. See you later, honey. We weren't even friends anyway. Now I got a Celine. I'll be out here. Be out here.
I can't wait till Alyssa finds out. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Over a bag. I'm
gonna take the bag.
That is literally
hashtag team
the bag.
secure the bag. Hashtag
secure
team
the
secure
bag.
the bag.
Yes. That is
God.
like literally definition of their friendship.
I freaking love it. I love it so much. Amanda, by the way, just kind of
Ooh, child.
coming out of the woodworks, calling out Chloe and Juliette. And I know they all have really dysfunctional friendships, but they all obviously post about each other all the time on social media. They spend a lot of time together. But, like, if someone called me, like, the fakest person I know, I would be really hurt about this.
Me too.
They're all fake. They're so contradicting. Like, seriously, Chloe's calling out Amanda for not choosing sides between Alex and Juliette. But meanwhile, Chloe, literally all season, and even last season, the last couple seasons, literally every season,
Chose
you
Alex.
are playing
Both sides.
Both sides. So,
And then she goes, "Don't you think I've been really good at being neutral and staying out of it?" And I was like, huh? Since when? And then Juliette was like, "Well, recently, yeah, because you're messy."
Well, and it
As
was
of 2
recently
seconds.
because Alex got mad at her at the trip.
Right. But this is my thing. I don't even have an opinion on Amanda and her calling them out because I can't even follow what was like all their friendships and like their messy and who tells who what and that you talk behind this one, but I can't even follow it. So I have no opinion. I think she,
And I think
I don't know.
when they get drunk, they're just kind of like, oh, whatever, we were drunk.
Right.
Yeah.
blame
It's
it
like,
on
what
that.
happened? But someone that's not just forgetting what they did when they were drunk, Garrett and Kelsey.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
This is interesting. Now it
shocking.
makes sense. Now all the posts that they've been posting about each other, like when she was like
Graduating.
yes.
But what happened to we're just friends? What happened to that? What happened to that?
When people say we're just friends and they've dated, they're not just friends.
That's what I'm saying.
You can, like, it's very, very hard to be friends with your ex. Extremely hard. You can't just be friends. Like there was something there. Like, you know what I mean? I just find that really hard to believe.
Totally.
Maybe you can be friends with your ex. I don't know. I just feel like
But the
it's
whole
really
lot of
hard.
distance and a whole lot of
Right.
not communicating, you can be friends with your ex.
Exactly. But I do feel like it was like timing's everything. And so, you know, they found a good time in their lives and now they can get back together. How do we feel about this hookup? Or I guess relationship? They're dating now?
You know, I'm for it. I think I was always against it because I didn't trust Kelsey. Because Garrett, Garrett is such a nice guy, and unfortunately, nice guys, they get screwed over. But after that moment where Madison just brings the old gifts from Garrett back with the notes, the jar of notes, Kelsey was remembering it, and she was just like, she was starting to feel bad how she didn't appreciate it at the time. So I can kind of see Kelsey's growth and appreciation for Garrett. So, I hope moving forward that still stays, and hopefully that will make them better as a couple.
Well, when you continuously keep going through crappy guys and having crappy relationships,
And you're
they
like,
keep
oh, that
breaking
one
up
was
with
good.
you. You're like, oh, I know that one was good. Why didn't I like him before? You know what I'm saying?
And she acknowleded that when they had that dinner date together.
Yeah.
She was just like, I owned up to it. I screwed you over, so, and I apologize.
Multiple times.
Why?
Why? He went through the list. He called her out.
Jake and that other
Jared.
random guy. Oh, Jared. Oh, yeah.
No,
4.
Jacob. The long distance guy that she dated.
Yes.
Oh, so it's Jake and Jacob.
Yes.
Oh.
Right.
And
Listen.
Jared.
Remember,
And Jared.
'cause she-
all the J's.
Yeah.
And 1A.
Man, so interesting.
Crazy.
Someone who had like no airtime but was the reason of the trip was Brandon. Poor Brandon. He's like trying to just have a concert and everybody breaks out in a brawl while he's about to go on. I'm like, could you imagine if they're just there to see him and then they can't even do the show because they're like, sorry, there's a brawl happening.
Oh, God.
It's your friends.
Right, of course it's your friend. Mm-hmm. Alex over here punching Pauly. Like, what the heck?
And then they hug each other and they're like, it's okay. But I guess that's like brothers. I guess
Alex
guys
is so
do that.
drunk. You can see it in his eyes.
He does the death eyes.
Oh, then they had the hat up and then he pushed it down. I was like,
he literally looked
I would
possessed.
not want to mess with that.
He
Not
looked
at
possessed.
all. He totally looked possessed.
His eyes. I'm like, whoa, bro. Calm down.
Looks scary, man. I think a lot of them were very intoxicated that trip.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess whatever happens in Nashville stays in Nashville.
Or not.
Or not.
Definitely
it's
not.
coming out.
Oh, yeah. Coming out next season.
Oh, man. I think that kind of wraps up those 2 episodes. Anything crazy that you want to discuss before we get into some predictions for the next part of the season?
Yeah, we pretty much.
I feel like that's it.
Yeah.
I feel like we covered it.
It's been juicy and dramatic this portion of the season. I guess it's not the season finale, but it's a portion of the series finale or season finale. But exciting that there's more to come.
Yes.
You guys, that preview had me.
If you guys have not checked out the preview, make sure to go check it out on Siesta Keys.
Well, I mean, what we do see at the end of our episode.
Oh, yes. The pregnancy.
The pregnancy.
All right.
Oh, yes. 3 months later, right.
Which we've all talked about this. A lot of the things that we we find out are through Instagram way before the show starts.
Totally.
So I'm just so confused by the fact that they were like, fine, it's on our own. Like, we want to announce it on our own. But I'm just confused how they were allowed to do that. Because this was a very big twist. That, she doesn't even know that he's cheated, and now they're having a baby together.
And she's about to find out.
Oh, gosh.
How
I feel
awful.
so bad.
Pregnant.
I feel so
I mean, because
bad.
this is my thing, right? When we found out, I was like, well, dang, now it low-key makes sense why she stayed, because if you have a boyfriend, you get pregnant, don't even know, you find out later after you're pregnant that he cheated on you. It's like, what do you do? What do you do?
Right, and she really likes him, and not to mention this is a family. They said that her dad and his dad are best friends
and
from
went to college together. Yeah,
they've been family friends forever, so it's not like they could ever escape each other. You know what I mean? The families are now involved.
Right.
So
it's like, what do you just give them another chance? I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean,
that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's just interesting too because I do see them working out. I think they're good for each other.
I think they're good for each other. I think, you know what? This is my thing. I feel like you can never judge a relationship too harshly. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, every single relationship goes through mess. If you look at any NBA player, any, NFL, you look at any just normal Joe Smo, your boss, I'm trying to tell you, every single relationship they're married has been through either cheating or finance or something crazy that's almost broken them. So at some point you do have to give people leeway to make mistakes and do what they're going to do. Everyone's an individual. You don't control a person. So you just decide whether you can live with it and, forgive them and move on. You get what I'm saying? As long as they're not repeat offenders and disrespectful.
And I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because obviously they're still so young. I don't even think they're 25 yet. And Alex is, I feel and I hope, and I from what I've heard, when people have kids, it changes them for the better.
Yeah.
So are they having a boy or a girl? Was the gender announced?
I think on the Instagram it was a girl.
Oh, especially a girl. I don't know. I feel like fathers go crazy over their little girls. So I think he'll change his ways and be a better person or type of guy that he would want
but
his
let's
daughter
not forget
to be.
Too. Once a cheater, always a cheater. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, you can change for a little bit. You're going to be there for your family, of course, but I'm just saying you get that 5-year itch. She getting on your nerves. The baby driving you nuts.
No.
You might be out here looking at
when he's way in his 30s, he'll change his ways.
You might be out here with Juliette again, just hopping it, locking it, and dropping it.
God.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Ebone. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that being said, let's do some predictions.
Okay.
Your
I feel like Ebone's got a lot.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yeah, you go first, girl.
No, okay, me. Okay. Okay. You know what? I don't know if I have any crazy predictions, but I do feel obviously we know that the Juliette and Alex thing is not over. That we're definitely going to see more with this baby, and I think Juliette's going to react. I think her reaction's not going to be wonderful, and I think there's going to be a lot more drama with Juliette and Alyssa.
Finding out.
Yeah, and Alex, and I don't know if they'll have mad makeup, angry sex again. I don't know.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
I predict Ish and Madison are going to break it off.
I actually was thinking that same thing. Like, I think that she's gonna move out to LA and realize, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm meeting so many people out here. Like,
so many hot guys.
Yeah, like, I'm meeting people in my acting classes.
And it seems he's always traveling too.
Right,
so I think
like,
distance is gonna definitely.
Yeah, and like as we saw in the previous sheet, long distance is hard. It's no joke. So I feel like her being in LA, just like focusing on her career, could maybe make her realize, like, you know what? I think this is best to just like leave in the past.
Totally.
But I guess we'll have to wait and see, guys. Oh, it's been so much fun. I love our Tuesdays talking about Siesta Key. But we'll have more episodes to come. We just have a small break. But in the meantime, Ebone, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Ebone Chatman 12.
Yes, and you guys can find me on Instagram at DJ_Beaulieu.
And hey guys, Nasta here. Find me on Instagram at LAGirl. And of course, follow AfterBuzz TV on all social media platforms. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.